Hey guys, welcome to What's Happening Now. Today we're still in lockdown and I'm going to do a review of the kit I currently carry. It is quite a comprehensive kit today, so it is actually slightly more than I probably carry for most trips, but it's to show you the capabilities of the LK35 and what can be carried for short trips. This bag here, including water and food for 1 to 2 nights, you're talking 20 kg, so it's not light, but there's lots of things as I go through in the video I'll show you that can be left behind as luxuries, total luxuries. So I hope you enjoy. Before we do a deep dive, some of you who's watched the channel from the start may remember my very first video was budget Bushcraft kit for less than £100 I think it was. I'll link it up here in the video now as well, and I showed what you could do with £100 to get you out camping or bushcrafting on a basic level, wild camping. And what some of you might be interested to see is that some of the kit, actually the main part of the kit, has stayed with me, being the bag, albeit slightly modified from the original kit, and unfortunately for you guys a lot more expensive now. I got it before it was cool, but the LK35 has stood by me and it's my go-to bag. I'll say I've modified it slightly. I'll go through some of the modifications with you now, and I also have some more things in this kit that I used then too, so let's get stuck in and look at the kit. First of all, we'll start off on the outside of the bag. The LK35, as its namesake says, is a 35 litre bag, a bucket type bag, which we'll get into now. So the real keys to this is it's got an external frame, and the external frame allows you to have things on the outside as well as the inside. So the LK35 comes with large straps at the top, so for winter time you can put your sleep bag up here, or your tent, whatever it may be, or a coat, and the same is on the bottom, as you can see down here. On the bottom I have a Polish lavvy, a full size 3 lavvy. I've modified the frame. The original frame is slightly shorter than this is, and the space is slightly smaller, but nonetheless you can still fit in below there a tarp or a lavvy that's folded flat rather than rolled like this one here is. I've also added to the side 2 Swedish Army webbing side pouches, one each side, and I've added one to the front through the straps, which is totally detachable, and it just runs through the straps. And I'll show you now when I open the bag up how that works. And obviously I've added some logos to the pouches and stuff, the LK35 one and the Lavy Owners Worldwide one, and of course first aid kit. I think it's not OD green. On the back then, I'll turn this around, it's an aluminium pack frame with the original LK35 straps, because as I say, quite a lot of the weight is borne by your hips on this bag, and these straps don't dig in and they're relatively comfortable. As I say, I don't do 25-mile hikes in this bag, especially with 20 kg in it, but nonetheless I find it perfectly adequate for what I use it for. I have on it a military mart belt with webbing on it, and the webbing here says side pouches, a wee pouch to hold a knife and some bits and bobs. This is totally utterly extra, not required. It's just something that's nice to have handy outside the bag and dig in. It's got a small knife, small torch, a notepad, etc, etc, some lip balm, you know, the basics. So that's the outside of the bag. We'll turn it around here now as well, and we'll do a bit of a deeper dive into the inside of the bag itself. Okay, so the first thing, the main part of the kit, as I say, is a Polish lavvy. It's a size 3, all modified. I'm not going to roll it out and go into any great detail because I intend to do a video actually not in the near future specialising in just purely not really Polish lavvies. I have a few of them, some modified, some not. So to be honest, I'll dig into that deeper then. So a nice feature of this new frame I put on actually is the fact that when it's laden, it stands by itself, which is really quite nice. It is the actual original frame it comes on. It's got a smaller base at the bottom here, which means that you actually can't freestand and you have to prop it against a tree or tie it up or something like that. So That's all one of the modifications done there. Actually is a grab handle, it's just a bit of webbing, so you can pick the bag up so you can. On the side pouches then, we'll start from the side pouch here. This is an eating container, so what I have is Swedish Army knife, fork, spoon, wooden spoon / spatula, and the Wildo complete cooking set. It's got chopping board, drainer, salt, pepper, cup, large bowl, etc, etc, knife, fork, spoon, all in here. That's that pouch. The other pouch then is just purely not really used for holding fuel or water. It takes 500ml bottles, these pouches exactly. They sit in perfectly, so they do 2 side by side. So you can carry 2 bottles of methylated spirits for longer trips, or 1 bottle of methylated spirits and 1 bottle of just water. This front pouch is a hygiene pouch. So currently I have in here some wipes, toothbrush, toothpaste, etc. In fact, actually, I'll show you how this comes off now as well. So the webbing straps are just doubled up on themselves to hold this in place. And as you see, when you release the webbing, it just slides down and slides off. So this pouch here is a hygiene pouch, and it can be used for anything. Sometimes you use it for holding more water, depending where you're going to, or anything you choose, but this is a hygiene pouch. And of course, first aid kit on the front. So when you get into the bag itself, the bag's a very simple design. 2 long webbing straps that come from behind the frame here, the whole way around the bottom, and through these guides, and they can also be used to store stuff in below here. You can slot stuff through and you still have enough to relog it if so choose, or of course you can use separate webbing interlocking through the bottom. These slide open, these fall out, and then it's a bucket type bag. This bag here is the Hagloss canvas one, so as you can see here, it has the rubber lined lid, which is great when it rains. Generally speaking, it takes a lot of rain for the bag to really let in water. So it's a large bucket, and then I say one of the only flaws, in my opinion, of the whole bag is the fact that it's just a top loading bucket bag, and if you want anything at the bottom, the only way to get it out is to dig. So there are small, I'll just show you now when the bag's open, a small elasticated pouch at the back that you can keep smaller things in, but again, it's not the easiest to get into. And of course, being a bucket lid, you actually can store more in here, so you can, because the bag can, like the bucket still covers the lid here, and you still have all this space. So if you want to carry extra food or extra clothing, you can have it in the bucket itself as well. This is obviously leather gloves. These are Carhartt leather gloves I got in Canada, but a good set of leather gloves is valuable, so as you lift hot things off the fire, work with wood, etc, etc, etc. As you can see, they've been well used. Hat. I have kind of changed this kit out, so I have currently to be a bit more of a summertime kit to have, but the nature of being in Britain, even in the summertime, it can get cold. So carrying a hat's not bad. It's the Array Mears wood lower merino wool and possum fur hat, double layer hat, so it is, and it's lightweight and really, really warm, and it's great, so it is for colder nights. This is a possible pouch. I'm not going to go into too much detail. If you're interested, I can maybe do a quick deep dive into it so I can for you guys, but basically in here I have water filtration, fire lighting, hygiene, tint repair, lip balm, bin bags, torch, drill piece, cordage, knife, fork, you know, just a kit that has a bit of everything that it has. It's for any possibility in theory. Some water purification in there, some spare batteries, etc, etc, etc. So it's not very, it's quite large, it is. Some people make it smaller, but I think I cover most eventualities with this one bag. So as I say, if you want to see this in more detail, drop a note in the comments below and I'll do a deep dive in it. So as I said before, you have the opportunity to carry water in the side pouches, or food for that matter. I generally carry a litre in the bag, so I do, and depending on what I'm doing, where I'm going, if I know if I can get water, etc, etc, I'll probably carry another litre in the front. This is just an Algene bottle, which is plastic. Some people carry metal bottles, which, to be honest, makes it more versatile, more multi-use. But as you'll see later on, I carry a cook setup. I do have metal bottles, metal canteens, etc. But to be honest, I quite like the Algene bottle. It's bomb-proof and it does me well. It's cheap. I'm not quite sure if you can see quite now yet, but we're getting into there's a separation here. This is the smaller stuff I keep in here, so it is, and in here is the remainder of the big stuff. So what I have in is ground sheet. As I say, the Lavu doesn't have a phone in ground sheet, so I throw down the ground sheet. I used to carry a bivy bag, but because the Lavu and the protection from the water it brings, I just use a ground sheet now in my sleeping bag. I don't need a bivy bag. This is lighter than the bivy bag itself. This is set up for summer, spring, summer in Britain. So what I have is my sleeping bag, which I call my summer bag. It's a 2 season. Does comfort to 7 degrees. I've had it at 6 or 7 degrees, and to be honest, in the Lavu, I've been more than comfortable. So I can use this here sleeping bag now on in for the rest of the season. So well, and it actually fits inside the bag. Whereas my winter bag, my winter sleeping bag, I have to put it on the top. The benefit of having that on the top is it's not necessarily weight, so it's not like heavy weight, it's just bulky. It frees up so much more space in the bag, which allows me spare clothing, winter clothing, long johns, etc, etc, etc. So it depends what I'm doing. My cook setup, Swedish M40/M44 Mess setup. You've seen this more than once, I've used it multiple times. This is just a wee custom bag I've made for it. Made out of an old Polish Lavu, just for the same. And I say I got the same badge on it from LA Outdoors as the Lavu and the LK35 one, the full set. This here runs as a triangle, has its own windbreak built into it. Inside here I have tongs and an hour cup. It has a lid, a frying pan and a pot, so it's very versatile. You can use it over a fire, you can use it in the triangle. It will serve food for a couple people at once. So sometimes what I add in here, which I don't have here today, would be a small cast iron frying pan, but again, weight depends where I'm going, what I'm doing. The small cast iron frying pan is brilliant for shorter trips. It allows you to cook more varied food, but as you see later on, I don't need the frying pan per se, because between this and what's coming out next, I'm covered. So mentioning what's next, this is a grill, a folding camp grill. I just have it in a bag so my bag doesn't get all dirty. Just one of these camp grills that folds out over the fire camp grills. It's really handy, and in fact sometimes I would use it as a small table with the bag on top, like so, and that's where you can see actually where my next item becomes a bit redundant, and it's a luxury, a total luxury. So what I have here is a small camp bivvy. It probably weighs about 600-700 grams, so it's definitely heavy, but it's a nice luxury in the Lavu, so it is, and one that you can actually carry in the LK35 inside the bag. Just shows you again the versatility of this bag. But as I say, total luxury, and I wouldn't recommend carrying it for great distances because it's unnecessary. So the last thing in the main pouch of the bag then, this is something that is a personal preference. As you can see, I'm not the smallest guy in the world. I struggle to sleep on my back, and as a result, lying on my side with small air mats or small mats, I get dead arms and find myself shuffling left and right all night. So what I've invested in is a very, very, very large 12cm air mat. It's quite deep, and as a result, it's quite big. So as you can see, the sleeping bag is bigger than my sleeping bag. It's pretty hefty too, over a kg. But it does come with one nice little dry bag, which again has its own uses. The dry bag can be used for collecting water, putting out fires, or keeping things dry when you take your sleeping air mat out, or indeed if your air mat gets wet on the ground, you can put it in here and doesn't get the rest of your stuff wet. So It's something that not everyone needs, and definitely is something that is personal to me, but a good air mat is invaluable to me anyway. The downside of this air mat being a cheap one, no real R value at all, no real rating for winter. So when it comes to winter time, I have a few things in here that helps with the air mat that I can use. First of all, the bag itself is just a bucket bag, but I use a bit of foam in the inside here to keep the shape. This piece of foam I can also use below my hips or my shoulders on the ground to give a bit of R value, because this is closed cell foam. So that's an R thing for insular purposes. I don't know if you can see there or not in the camera, but it's just a large bucket, and this is the pouch I'm talking about at the back now, so it's just into the smaller things in the bag. So collapsible bowl, again, for collecting water, washing dishes, whatever, washing yourself in, it's your choice. It's just an old army collapsible bowl. It's very, very handy. Again, piece of Reflectix, just bubble insulated foam that I use for sitting on or laughing the fire, depending on what it is. But again, it can be used in conjunction with my mat to give me some more reflective insulation for sleeping in the colder weather. A knife. So currently I'm using my Garberg. I've been using the Garberg for some time now, actually, to do. I've got a custom sheath for it, and it's just a stainless steel one. I find that it keeps its edge well enough, so it does for me, and I know it's a bit obtuse, the blade on it to have, but I do pair it with, I've got a wee Mora Elders as well, so I can pair it with that, or I've got my Swiss Army knife or whatever. You know, I always have an option to pair up knives, but that or something to say, it just sits in here in the corner, which means if I'm out walking and I don't have the knife on me, I can keep it in the bag. But again, open the flap up, it's quite easily accessible, so it is. I don't have it on the outside again because I don't want to be easily accessible if I'm walking somewhere where it might be deemed inappropriate to carry a knife. And again, the axe, you see the axe here now, it's just down the back of this pouch and it runs through this lip that it has. Again, you can't see it when the bucket's down, so just keep myself safe and making sure everyone around me doesn't see that I'm carrying cutting implements. So, axe is a Remier's Gransford Brooks small axe. Wonderful little axe. I used to never really use axes. Never really felt the necessity of having them until I got one, and I really do enjoy using it now today. The last cutting tool I have then just is a breakdown saw. In here, I'll just show you. It's very, very handy. Is all contained inside itself. This blade is just a wood cutting blade. I've actually just got longer ones modified down size for this here tool. It's just a breakdown saw. So quite handy to put together. And then the tension comes from this bolt that runs through it, like so. Gives you a takedown saw, or a bow saw, a buck saw. It's very good. Not the biggest, it's not, but more than adequate for most of my wood needs. As I say, I'm not out chopping down trees. Again, this is the luxury. A friend actually got one of these today, and it's quite nice to have. It's quite small, heavy enough, so as I say, it's a bit like the table, so it's totally unnecessary and surplus requirements, but if you're not going far, it's nice to have. And it's literally a fold out chair, and myself, I'm a heavy enough guy, it's more than a story for me, and it's comfortable. I can sit in that for a significant length of time and not be too sore. Last few items in the bag then. Fire lighting kit. You've seen this on the flint and steel video. Just char cloth, flint and steel in a wee tin, and my bow drill with the bearing built into it. bearing block. I do have on the waist belt a ferro rod as well for firing, and of course in the possible pouch lighters and matches for that matter. Again, this is sometimes deemed a luxury for some people. I do like cooking. As you probably noticed, I've got quite a substantial cook setup, so I have probably a lot more than most people would have, but as I like to cook, and sometimes I have my children with me as well, so the kit I have here, subject to these here, the girls have their own ones they used to do, so I'm able to actually provide food for all three of us with my setups I have. I can just carry a spare Trangia burner and actually do enough food for all of us. But in here, this is just literally a small herbs and spices pouch, so it has herbs and spices and a small paring knife and chopping board down the back there. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but basically it's just herbs and spices and some aloe vera, because some people who know me will know that I'm notorious for burning myself. It's just something I do. So I carry some aloe vera burn gel because it was cheaper than buying the little burn sachets constantly, so it was. 2 cinch straps. These straps I use for what the lavvy was just sitting in here today for demonstration purposes, just sitting in freely, but I can strap them with these straps. I can then strap them to the actual bag or the frame itself, so they just stay in there. And something that's just seasonal at the minute is just playing about with the kids is a magnifying glass for lighting fires by solar ignition. So as you can see, guys, that's the LK35. Adding the aluminium frame made it significantly lighter. The old steel frame that comes on them is smaller, shorter, and also lighter. I found by adding this here and widening these shoulders a bit out, I got a more comfortable. I never realised that the LK35 was uncomfortable until I used the LK70 and then realised that the larger frame was amazing, but I couldn't find myself obviously an LK70 frame without the LK70 bag, so I wasn't buying 2 of them. So I found this here old aluminium frame from a 70s backpack and just added things onto it to modify it for me, as I say. And this here is the pouch I was talking about before. It's just on webbing. These bags come with webbing, and again, I'm not going to dig into too much detail on that, but it's just a knife, ferro rod, torch, notepad, wee small sewing kit in there actually as well, so there's bits and bobs like that, you know, just things that you would need. But my kit, the only things that I'm not showing you here now obviously is the recording gear I wear, or a coat. The recording gear, I generally find that I can hang my tripod here and cinch it on with some straps, and my camera bag can just go through these straps here, or again inside the bag if it's raining. So there's generally enough space in this bag for even winter camps or long-term camps. I say there's lots of extra stuff in here today that you don't need, and of course I'm carrying a full size 3 lavvy. The full size 3 lavvy sleeps my brother and I, so in that case there I might find that if I carry the lavvy he'll be carrying more food, or if he carried the lavvy I might carry an extra cook pot, you know what I mean? So we do sometimes share kit, of course, but this is showing how I can use it on my own as a fully functioning bushcraft kit. As I say, this is still the same mess set that I had in my original video, the budget bushcraft set. So this bag, this is the same bag, just slightly modified. I have moved on, as I say, with some of the other kit, air mats and axes and stuff, you know, but this kit in general, you know, there's some more name brand or expensive kit here, but I do still enjoy my armour surplus and my budget kit, and this is specialised to me. There's a lot of things here you may watch and go, that's not needed, that's not needed, that's not needed, that's not needed. Of course it's not needed. And indeed, I don't always carry it. Depends what I'm doing, where I'm going, who I'm with. But this is just kind of a rundown of what I'm carrying currently, and I find this kind of pack weight's fine for 2-3 miles, and most of our bushcraft camps to a base camp are around that. We're not out hiking. If I was hiking, the kit would dramatically change, but I'm no specialist in hiking kit, and in fact my hiking options are very minimal. Well, I hope you find this video enjoyable, or again find some information or some kit that you find useful. I will try and link some of the description of my kit in the description, wherever possible, and link some places where you can buy it. Not all of it's feasible to get now, so these bags are very hard to get, same as the M40 Mess sets, but I will try and link wherever I can or how I got the kits in the description. As always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. We're currently in lockdown in Britain, so we are through the COVID-19, so we're not getting out camping as much as we would, but we have great plans coming in the future. So hopefully you're enjoying these backyard videos. I'm definitely enjoying making them, so it's good to get to see all my kits as it is and practice some skills. So, thanks for joining us, guys.